Hi, my name is Tim Frisch, and this is my take. I'm here today to talk to you about Deadpool. Now, my take are amateur reviews. I'm not a film critic. If you're looking for a film critic's review, specifically the What the Flick film critics review, you could check out a great review by Christy, Alonzo, and Matt. It's probably over there in the sidebar. But we're going to do my amateur review today. Now, I'm not a film critic, but I am a comic book nerd, so that gives me a little bit of cred, and I have a lot to talk about. It won't make a whole lot of sense, but stay with me for a while. Right off the bat, Deadpool is a great movie. I think it was well written, it was well acted, and considering what we've seen from Deadpool represented in film in the past, from Ryan Reynolds' superhero movie, this movie was much better than the sum of its parts, or rather what it could have been. Give me a second and we'll go through the Deadpool movie that we didn't get. Now, right off the bat, you'll know Deadpool is an R-rated film, and rightfully so. Everything is in there that little kids should not see, so don't take little kids to this movie, obviously.
You're probably thinking, this was a superhero movie, but that guy in the suit just turned that other guy into a fucking kebab. Surprise, this is a different kind of superhero story.
Now, why is it R-rated? Well, for the most part, film distributors shy away from that R rating because it means kids can't go see the movie, and if kids don't see the movie, they don't buy the toys, which is where they really make the money. Now, finally, they made the decision to not do that, giving us the Deadpool movie that we want and that the creators actually wanted to make, which is actually pretty remarkable when you think about it. Most comic book superheroes punch people and stab people and shoot laser beams and cause explosions, and have swords and guns, and that does damage, and it should hurt people, and it should kill people, and those people should bleed. But superhero movies almost never give you that, and Deadpool delivers in spades. It is gory and bloody, and it's got tits and ass and balls. Even if you don't want to see it, the filmmakers did, and that's what you get. The romance scenes work. The action scenes are funny, but at the same time thrilling. And the comedy is real. It's really funny. The first 2 minutes of the film are just opening credits, but they're hysterical, and that sets the mood for the rest of the film. Now, what we don't get is a version of Deadpool that you've seen other places. The PG-13 Deadpool, the Deadpool that appears in cartoons.
Oh, that's so much funnier when it happens to someone else.
Even the comic books themselves are all over the place. I mean, that's sort of the nature with comic books because you have dozens of different writers and dozens of different artists, and they're beholden to very little canon. So they can do whatever they want with the character. Sometimes Deadpool is cartoonish. Sometimes he's schizophrenic with 6 voices bouncing around in his head. Those are real attributes of Deadpool, and I'm glad that they weren't really reflected in the movie. You don't get those crazy one-liners. You get real witty dialogue. And what happens when you try to force that, crazy, unhinged schizophrenia? You get something like this.
What was that? I should kill everyone and escape? Sorry. The voices. I'm kidding. That's not what they really said.
Now, say what you want about what we know about that film right now, that was hard to watch. It was very forced, in my opinion. I was worried about what I had seen of Deadpool in the past. I was worried about Deadpool canon and how that would be reflected in the film. But after I left, I knew that not only did they find the right people for that job, the writing was spot on. Ryan Reynolds has a rare chance at redemption. He was born to play this role, and in fact, he has before. It's a double redemption for Ryan Reynolds. It was the perfect role for him. It was the perfect time to release this film. And I hope that filmmakers and distributors in the future get the right message from this. James Gunn wrote a good piece about what should be taken away from the success of this movie, because it broke every record that it could have broke for its February superhero, weekend box office release. I won't even bother to paraphrase James Gunn. I'll tell you exactly what he said. Hollywood loved to throw around the definitive reasons why a movie was a hit. I saw it happen with Guardians. It wasn't afraid to be fun, or if it was colorful and funny. And next thing I know, I see 100 film projects being set up that are just like Guardians. And that's the wrong lesson to take away from Deadpool. It's not that Deadpool poked fun at Marvel or was subversive, and that's the new culture that everyone's going to try to capture, is that Deadpool was true to itself, and it let the filmmakers make what they wanted, unrestricted, uncompromised. The movie that you see is not anything besides what they wanted to make. There won't be a director's cut that will give you the real scenes that they wanted. What you see is what you got, and that's the lesson to take away from Deadpool. So that was my Deadpool review. I give it a 9 out of 10. It's not a perfect film, but it's a really, really great and a lot of fun. I'm Tim Frisch, and that was my take.
I'm touching myself tonight.